The area between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, at this time known as Mesopotamia, was once ruled by the civilization of Sumer. This civilization was the first civilization that was registered as complex, developed, and they even invented many things that we use today, such as the wheel, government, and the 60-second minute. This area then advanced past the Hanging Gardens and ziggurats, as shown here, to the powerful, ruthless reign of the Assyrians. In the year 701 BC, the Assyrians made their way down the edge of the Mediterranean Sea to conquer every land in their path. They then came upon Jerusalem and began to raid and attack the Holy Land of the Israelites. This is where the two stories divulged, at the end of the battle and the outcome in total. The story from the Bible outlines the fact that the Assyrians were pushed back and held outside of the city walls of Jerusalem, while the Assyrian kings Sennacherib, his story told that the armies of Assyria had Hezekiah locked up in Jerusalem without hope. The story in the Bible is then told of the annihilation of Nineveh, which soon followed as the prophets told it. God destroyed Nineveh, which is the place of the Assyrian king and his court, and the civilization of the Assyrians was then broken down and began to crumble. Out of this destruction, the Babylonians then took their root in the history of Mesopotamia. So rather than Assyrian soldiers, these are now Babylonian soldiers, and these are still the Israelites on the left. The civilization of the Babylonians then grew and took root. They then grew powerful enough and advanced enough to make their own attempt to conquer Jerusalem. In 586 BC, the Babylonians raid Jerusalem, killing, pillaging, and laying waste to the Holy Land. "10,000 Israelites were enslaved, captured, and led to Babylon, along this marked path here. In the city of Babylon, this is where the Old Testament was born. The Jews were allowed to practice their own religion and culture, and in this, the Bible was written as to make sure that the Jews did not stray too far into this new civilization that they had been dropped into. This is the point that we learn of how the Code of Hammurabi may have influenced parts of the Bible, as it in many ways rivals the Ten Commandments. This was the rise of Mesopotamia leading up to the years of Christ, before the area was turned into the land it is today, and we know it as Iraq.